Some of the numbers that we're going to throw out in this video are going to shock some people. There's a certain type of mindset that one must have in order to absorb some of the numbers we're going to talk about, namely $1 million Bitcoin. What does ADA look like in a world where Bitcoin's trading at $1 million? What does the total market cap of crypto look like at $1 million Bitcoin? This is all speculative, but it's based on data. But there's that macro-minded person that it takes to even think this is realistic. If you're looking at Bitcoin, you're like, Bitcoin's trading at like 16,000 and struggling. Come on. ADA is at 31 cents. Come on. This video might not be for you if you're that zoomed in, if you're thinking so short term. I want to start here with actually showing you kind of historical proof of the data that we're using in this video. And then we're going to break down this $1 million Bitcoin and what does ADA look like. Here's a video from June 2022 in regards to ADA and how we made that last prediction for the last bull market. Check this quick clip out real quick. Me and my friend have been really looking at altcoins lately. It's been fun, and I just want to share this journey with you because there's a lot of upside potential, but there's insane amount of risk. $3.33 all-time high gives you an $86 billion market cap. Again, compared to Ethereum, all-time high of $134 billion. I'd say a $3. That was back in 2020. So that was back in June 2020. Cardano sitting at like 8 to 9 cents or something. And we were talking about the potential for a $3.33 ADA. And look, ADA went to $3. We're going to use that same exact tool that I used in that video to break down a world where ADA is living in and Bitcoin is at $1 million. We're going to use the same exact tool. So if we go over here to this article, this is kind of where it starts. Kathy Wood of ARK Invest predicts Bitcoin will reach $1 million by 2030. Here's why. If you're a long-term investor, if you're a macro-minded person like myself and likely Kathy Wood, hit the like button right now. Comment below what you think about all of this. Do you think it's realistic? Kind of overboard? Is it kind of just not even realistic enough? You think it's going to be higher? Let me know. ARK Investment founder and CEO Kathy Wood believes Bitcoin could top $1 million per coin by 2030. Yes, sometimes you need to battle test. You need to go through crisis to see the survivors, first of all, but really to battle test the infrastructure and the thesis. I was going to make this kind of a video just about Bitcoin at $1 million, kind of just the crypto space in general. But I started reading what Kathy Wood was saying, and I was like, I have to make this a Bitcoin and Cardano video. You're going to see why. Starts talking about battle testing infrastructures. And again, we think Bitcoin is coming out of this smelling like a rose. Everything going on with FTX, 3AC, Luna, Celsius, all of these collapses. Cardano in this bear market also coming out smelling like a rose, proving itself as the sound blockchain that we've been saying for a while that Cardano is. Wood noted that the recent market meltdown might scare off institutional investors for some time who may take more time to try and understand the technology and how Bitcoin works. Once they actually do the homework and see what's happened here, I think they might be more comfortable moving into Bitcoin and perhaps Ether as a first stop because they'll understand it more. And again, I want to bring in Cardano into that conversation. I mean, Cardano proving itself from just a foundational perspective, decentralized, secure, and just a staking mechanism that is above all else in crypto, especially Ethereum. Ethereum kind of offering staking finally, but after moving to proof of stake, just indefinite lockup. What is going on there? And the reason I'm bringing that up is not to throw shade at Ethereum, but there's a lot of people doing their homework and kind of shifting in a more positive sentiment towards Cardano. And it is so extremely important to highlight that in a video where we're speculating about the value of ADA. Put a little perspective into the situation here. The entire crypto asset ecosystem is an $800 billion ecosystem. Now we're talking numbers, everybody. Apple is 3 times larger in terms of market cap. Here's Bitcoin versus market cap of big companies. Look at this. Apple, $2.4 trillion. Microsoft, $1.8 trillion. Amazon, almost $1 trillion. And the whole entirety of crypto sitting around 800 billion. That's crazy. That's early stage. That's undervalued if you're thinking long term in regards to this technology. You can go over here to total market cap. Here it is. And this is the total market cap sitting at around $785 billion in an area that we saw in the hype of the bull market high of 2018. So the reason that's relevant, we were in this environment where it was overhyped, it was overbought, it was insanely parabolic, and it was time for consolidation. But we reached it, and it was fun. Well, we're at that area once again, but what's so powerful is we're undervalued. Crypto is oversold. We're in a bear market formation, which yes, might last some time, but we're on the flip side of everything that was happening back here, and that spells opportunity in the long term. And one thing I want to point out on this chart, I want to zoom all the way out. Over here, we have $40 trillion market cap 2030. I want you to remember that. So we go back to this article. She continues, if you look at the Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum, and I might add Cardano, what you'll find is the infrastructure. The technology has not skipped a beat throughout this entire crisis. So really, this is laying the groundwork, and it's kind of playing into this thesis of $1 million Bitcoin 2030. How's it even possible? Well, these things are possible. These things are why it's possible. The infrastructure in which these things are built upon. And Cardano, a major contender in that regard. So let's look at numbers now. We looked at the $1 million. This $1 million is interesting to me because when we look at the zoomed out Bitcoin chart, this is a chart we've been using for years. I don't know if some of you were here or not, but I did this chart actually that you see back here in 2018. We speculated about an all-time high of $90,000 and back down to a 786 of around $20,000. What we got was actually a 20,000 or a 70,000 all-time high and a 786 at around 17,000. But so on pace, so on target. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it played out so well. And I'm going to continue using this chart as we bottom out somewhere in this range down to, I would say, $11,000 to $12,000 potentially. But we're going to continue using this chart. And what's so interesting to me is speculatively, we have on this chart 281,000 next bull market high. Who knows if it's going to play out? Maybe it's lower, maybe it's higher. Back down to a 786. And then I don't even know when I did this, but I had $1 million on this chart at 2028. I don't know why I have that there. It's there, but we're talking about the context of this is 2030. We have $1 million Bitcoin. So very close in regards to all the speculation that we do on this YouTube channel. But here we are, $1 million potentially in 2030. What does that look like? Let's go to the spreadsheet, everybody, and let's very simply plug in $1 million. So here is $1 million Bitcoin, $40 ADA, 2030. Speculative. Don't come at me like there's no way it's going to be more than that, or there's no way it's going to be less than that. Let me break down the numbers and what I'm doing here. The biggest, most important number is this one right here, percentage of Bitcoin, 0.0004. So if we go to an ADA BTC chart, the first thing I do is I go back and I say, okay, well, all-time high wise, where was Cardano? And you can see the most recent all-time high ADA BTC pair, Cardano sitting at like 0.00006. And then before that, a little higher, 0.00007 or 8. So I said, you know what? What if all the way over here in 2030, ADA's, making moves, growing along with crypto, Bitcoin's hitting $1 million, and ADA's not even that high, right? Everything's going parabolic maybe in 2030. Let's just say for speculation, that's what we're doing here. 0.00004. What if that's the ADA BTC pair? Could be less, could be more, but let's just say 0.004. And here we are. It's a $40 ADA with $1 million Bitcoin. It's a $1.3 trillion market cap ADA and around a $20 trillion market cap Bitcoin. Now, that's with current supply, so these numbers will be a little different, obviously, by 2030, but it's off of current supply, and that's what we're looking at. So if we're talking about a $1.3 trillion market cap for Cardano, I think we already know that's realistic. We go over to this chart, and I zoom out all the time, and it's not for a time frame that I have this here. It's just for a reminder. A $500 billion market cap, a $15 ADA, in my opinion, is very realistic in a shorter term than 2030 because guess what? Ethereum already has done that in the last bull market. I think Cardano can do it. I don't know if it's going to happen in this next bull market or not. Maybe it won't. I think it could, but that's not what this video is about. It's realistic. So then we start talking about a $1 trillion market cap, and then we really zoom out and we start taking into account these future bull cycles. And then 2030 and the growth of Cardano, 1 billion users on Cardano. Imagine the value that Cardano is storing. Imagine the growth of DeFi, the explosiveness of it all. And this is all built on the back of Cardano. and the infrastructure that is built, everything that we've been talking over the years about, which is, Shelley and Mary hard fork and Alonzo, the smart contracts, Vasil scalability, all of these things, these technical upgrades, Cardano building the infrastructure right now. What absolutely amazes me is that this 8 to 9 cent speculation video that I just showed you a clip of, 2020, talking about potentially $3.33 all-time high. This was before all of this. And Cardano has all of this now. It has the staking mechanism. It is becoming more decentralized and more secure. And when we have all of this being built, it becomes a very strong case for me as a value investor. And once again, I want to say, this is how I see things. That's what this video is about. It's just purely my perspective and my opinion. But when we have all of this groundwork laid and the potential explosion of crypto, an insane amount of capital being injected into crypto, tens of trillions of dollars, Cardano is positioned very well to capture at least $1.3 trillion, I think, by 2030. I think it's realistic. I'm not saying it's going to happen. If I was to sit here and say that what is my Bitcoin and Cardano price prediction for 2030, it might not be $1 million and $40. It might be something else, but this is based off of this headline that we have here, what Cathie Wood is saying, $1 million Bitcoin by 2030. And so we end up here, $40 trillion market cap. Now, this is kind of based off of Bitcoin dominance. And we don't know what Bitcoin dominance will be, but if we said, you know what, 2030 Bitcoin dominance is still sitting at 50%, a lot of people would disagree and say, you know what, altcoins kind of taken over in terms of Bitcoin dominance. It's not going to get to 50%, or at least it's not going to be at 50% by then. All the innovations being built on other blockchains, it's not going to be there. Some might say Bitcoin will be higher, but let's put it at 50%. If we're at 50% and Bitcoin's at around a $20 trillion market cap, well, we're sitting at around $40 trillion market cap for all of crypto, 2030. Now, the numbers in this video are not exact, but it's kind of speculative based off current supplies. And obviously these things can adjust a little bit, but this is what we're looking at. And I think it's really fun to kind of speculate upon these things. And what's really fun for me is when we go to the Bitcoin chart, it's the same thing that I was doing in 2018, which was, look at this. Before all of this happened, we were speculating here in 2018. I'm sorry. Look at this. It looks so familiar. Before all of this happened, coming back down to the 786, we were speculating back here in 2018. And look how it played out. It came all the way back down, and now we're speculating again, not only just the next cycle, but even the cycle after that. And it's just fun. It's just fun to do this, especially as we're just kind of hunkering away here in this bear market, trying to stay warm, getting through it together. Let me know your thoughts, everybody. I appreciate you watching. Let me know if you agree, you disagree. Hit that like button. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.